Women educators are natural givers, pouring into their students, their families, and communities. But what about pouring into you? This is the Educator Sanctuary, where we help you ditch the guilt and unapologetically put yourself at the top of your list. I'm Dr. Leah, educator, mindset coach, and your guide to creating a life where you align with your purpose and reclaim your power. So if you're ready to set boundaries and step fully into the woman you're meant to be, you're definitely in the right place. Let's get into it.
Hey, and welcome back to the Educator Sanctuary, where we have big conversations, mindset shifts, personal growth, and all the things that help you live more intentionally. If you are new here, I am Dr. Leah, and I love discussing personal development and all the ways we can make little tweaks here and there to live our best lives now. This week, I will be talking about something that has been on my mind because I was having a conversation the other day with a family member, and while we're just talking, something came up. And we were talking about the moments when you feel like things are about to go right for you. Like you're about to get that breakthrough where you're like, yes, I could feel success. I can taste it. I can see it. And everything seems like it's going so well. And then boom, you hit a roadblock. Something's in the way again. And whatever it is you want doesn't come to fruition. Sometimes this leaves you disappointed and wondering why. What is happening? Why can't I keep, good things happening to me? What is going on? And so I kind of want to talk about that today because as I've been scrolling online and having various conversations with different people, I really do feel like a lot of us are living this out right now. We do not always know what it is, and we don't always have the language for why it's happening. And so I'm just going to name it Grace Under Pressure, which inspired this entire episode. So basically, meaning, how do you stay in this season? And so when I titled this Grace Under Pressure, it was how to stay steady in a gap season. Now, the first thing I want to talk about is what I mean by gap season. And when I say it, I'm saying a gap season is when you have a goal, you know where you're going, you know what you've been praying for, you know what you've been expecting, but unfortunately, you're not there yet. You're putting in the work, but you're not seeing the results. You're sending out all the emails and doing all the things, but you're not getting any replies. You're putting in the requests, but there are no approvals in your favor. And you've probably been feeling like, okay, I'm doing everything. I don't know what else to try. I'm showing up, I'm trying, I'm praying, I'm planning, I'm pushing, I'm doing everything. And you just know that the results absolutely do not match your effort. So I want you to hear me when I say this. There is nothing wrong with you. And the reason why I had to say that is because I've had so many moments in my life. I literally cannot begin to count them where I was like, man, I'm so close. And that success that I was waiting for didn't happen. And the first question that I used to say was, man, what's wrong with me? Why does it seem like this is working for everybody else? Everybody else can do XYZ and get XYZ. And when I do XYZ, I don't get XYZ. What's wrong with me? And then there was a time that I had to realize nothing is wrong with me. It is what it is. I am who I am. I am enough right here in this state. But getting to that point was not easy. There was a lot of times that I was very hard on myself before I got to this place. I definitely suffered an entire season, multiple times, of what's wrong with me. Why am I not good enough? And what I learned, though, is that I continue to live is that sometimes life just likes to life. And we have to learn how to take life's events as neutral events. And I may or may not have said this before, but I probably did because I say it a lot, but it's not the stimulus, it's the response. It's not what happens, it's how we're choosing to respond to it. Life is going to give a storm. Okay, so just like wherever you probably are in the world, the weather has been so crazy. Now, I'm down in the Sunshine State, and most days it is very sunny and very warm. I literally think they can say, hey guys, it's going to be 40 degrees. But if the sun is out, I don't care what they said. It's going to be 60. It's going to be 70. It's going to be very comfortable. So when we had this cold season, it was like, oh yeah, we need a coat this time. They're not playing. As soon as the sun goes down, we need a coat. Now, it's been so warm in Florida, I don't even own a coat. But I definitely went and found one because we had a winter storm. Not the same as everybody else. Like, we didn't get snow, we didn't have ice or anything, but it dropped down to about 35, okay? Pipes were definitely frozen and water was definitely not coming out. This is definitely a crisis and a winter storm in Florida, right? But then there are people who have been in actual storms where they're having ice storms or heavy snow, downpours of snow and rain. And we've had our fair share in the summertime. We've had hurricane season. My point is, life does what it does, and sometimes life will bring you a rainstorm, a snowstorm, ice, and then the storm is over. The next day it's sunny. It's 85 degrees outside. You don't even know why yesterday was what it was because today is just such a better day. And this mimics the situations in life where we do get these times where we get put in uncomfortable situations. And the first thing we want to say is like, oh my God, please, I just want this to be over. I can't deal with this. I don't want to do this anymore. Why? Because nobody wants to be uncomfortable. And so we're saying, God, please make this be over right now. I can't take this no more. God, why? Why? And you're asking God, why? But it's like if you always need the storm to be over before you can function and you never know how to get through your storm, right? You never know what resources you need to manage the storm, then you're going to keep getting taken out by that season because you haven't learned how to weather the storm. If you cannot deal with the cold weather, you're never going to learn what boots or what coats can get you through the weather where you're at least comfortable going through the season. If it rains and you never buy yourself an umbrella or a raincoat, you're always going to be wet because you haven't learned what resources are going to keep you comfortable in that season. It's a hurricane outside. I've had my first share of a hurricane a couple years ago. I don't ever want to do it again, but I bet I know what to do to make myself at least halfway comfortable the next time a hurricane rolls around. Why? Because I had to go through that storm to know how to come out of it okay. You're never going to learn what to do in the seasons to get through rough weather if you're only begging God for the sunshine. So the real question to God is not, God, why are you doing this to me? It's not, God, why me? Or God, what's wrong with me? It's God, how do I stay steady and keep my trust in you while I'm walking through this? Because I know you have something for me on the other side. I know that this is only going to last for a short time, and then I'm going to go on to better days. As you all know, I love sharing my personal stories, and I feel like if you know somebody else who has gone through what you're going through, it just makes the journey a little easier. That's the reason why I always share and try to be transparent, because sharing my downfalls or situations or experiences to learn from, hopefully it's like it's giving you hope. It gives you peace. It gives you something to look forward to. And so recently I've had a season where honestly I was going through just too much at one time. I'm trying to get, more students in my school. I'm trying to increase my revenues to my desired goal. I'm trying to stay healthy in a sick season. I'm trying to have enough energy to maintain all of that I have to do, but then also be a mom and a content creator and an HR professional and a marketing director and taking my daughter back and forth to gymnastics and being a friend. And it's literally like, I'm just trying not to be stressed out. I'm trying to just survive. It was too much. And I was like, I have to learn how to compartmentalize all of this or I'm going to crash out. The me a couple of years ago would not have been able to handle everything I'm handling right now. I'm going to just tell y'all that right now and be so honest. I would not have been able to handle everything. I have had anxiety attacks before. I have had burnout where I would just do absolutely nothing and shut myself off from the world. I have had crash out moments where it don't matter who said what to me, I'm going to crash out about it and they might not have done anything wrong. Why? Because I was worrying about my own stuff. How am I going to get this done? Who's going to help me do this? How am I going to get that? And I literally started praying for community and support, right? I'm like, I can't do this. I can't be in this world by myself. And now when something happens, I just say, you know what, God, I don't know what you're going to do about this. All I know is I'm about to go to sleep because this is not my job. This is your job. I'm not about to be stressed out, God, because you knew the situation was going to happen. So clearly you know what the results is going to be. And I'm just going to let you do this because I don't see a solution. I'm about to go to sleep, or I'm about to enjoy this movie. I'm about to go outside. I'm about to take my daughter to gymnastics and focus on her. But what I'm not going to do is let this worry me. And I have been letting a lot of things go and trusting that some way and somehow that a solution is going to come about, that a resource is going to come my way, that a door is going to open up. Because in the past, I wouldn't not have been able to enjoy my days. My mind would have been stuck on a problem and how it's going to be fixed. And sometimes I would relentlessly work to try to find solutions and just keep hitting a brick wall. And so now I'm like, nope, not doing it. I don't have the energy to panic. Like, I'm so tired of the situations happening. It's like I already know they're gonna happen and I don't even have the energy to panic. So it's like the situation is the situation. None of this stuff is real. If I could choose to see it and react to it in my 3D mind, then I'm going to keep getting the same circumstances. So I have to look at something different. I have to have the faith. I have to look past it and see it for what it is. Most likely a test. So I'm going to give you 3 things that have helped me stay steady in this gap season. Number 1, stop making the storm mean something about you. When you're in a gap, it's easy to make the delay mean like you're not this chosen person, right? That things always happen to you. It's so easy to make the roadblock mean you're not capable. It's easy to make the silence mean like you're being ignored, but it's just a storm. And sometimes it's just about timing. It's just about a process that needs to happen. And the moment you stop making it mean something about your worth, you can actually think past it. Number 2, regulate first and then respond. Because pressure will have you talking fast, thinking fast, reacting fast, and your nervous system will try to drag you into panic because panic feels familiar. So before you send a text or make a decision or start cutting prices or start over explaining, just take some time to yourself, regulate, silence yourself, meditate, eat, take a walk, pray, journal, but get back into your body because you cannot make real lasting decisions from an unsteady place. Number 3, take the next step, not the whole staircase. In a storm, you don't need a brand new life plan. You just need to take the next right step and basically ask yourself like, okay, what can I do right now in the next few minutes or the next 24 hours? And that step could be something practical, following up with somebody, asking for help, stacking a couple of resources, simplifying something. It could just be going to sleep and not even worrying about it. Maybe an answer will come to you the next day because you cannot continue to lead your life well if you're going to constantly abandon yourself and beat yourself up and talk negative to yourself because something is not working. So you all know I always give homework and it's a simple one. Pretty much it's just like, hey, where do I feel like something is not going right in my life, where I'm not seeing the results that I want? Write it down and be very specific. And then ask yourself, what do I normally start doing when something is not going right? Do I start talking negative to myself? Do I have a lot of doubt? Am I under pressure? Am I taking it out on other people? And then choose how you're going to respond differently the next time. Okay? Very simple homework, or at least maybe simple on paper, but maybe not simple, when you internalize it. But everything is a step towards the right direction. So one thing I just want to leave you with is that grace under pressure is not pretending like everything fine. It's just you staying grounded. It's you refusing to let the pressure turn you to something or someone you don't recognize. It's you refusing to make fear-based decisions that cost you later. It's you saying, I'm going to keep moving even if it's just one step at a time. And if you are a faith girly like me, then you already know that sometimes God does not calm the storm first. He actually just steadies you within it. So if you're in a gap season, please be encouraged that you do not need to be perfect. You do need to just be present. You do need to be anchored in your word, in your prayers, in your meditation, in your journaling, and you need to just take the next right step. So if this resonated with you and gave you insight, encouragement, and a fresh perspective of what it means to be in grace under pressure, thank you so much in advance for sharing it with somebody else who may need this reminder too. Remember that our journeys are all about intention, consistent action, and leaning fully into your purpose and faith. So if you loved this conversation today, please do not forget to subscribe, leave a review, share the podcast with 50 people, 50 of your closest friends. Post it on Facebook, Instagram, everywhere. Your support helps us reach more women who are ready to live intentionally and embrace their next levels in lives. So until next time, keep noticing your patterns, take all those intentional steps, and trust that you are fully capable of operating at the level you are meant to reach. Talk soon.
Thank you for joining me in the Educator Sanctuary, where we create a space for women educators to reclaim their power and prioritize themselves unapologetically. If you've loved what you've heard, please do not forget to subscribe, leave a review, and share this podcast with other amazing women who need to hear this message. Until next time, remember, you are capable, you are powerful, and you are absolutely worthy. You've got this. Talk soon.